Hey Birchouse friends, welcome back. So this week's question was one we drew last week, and it comes from Dustin Phillips. And Dustin asks, hey Birchouse, what is the funniest experience you've had at a festival? This one's easy. So it would have been our first Ohio Biking Festival. Actually, it would have been our first major festival. Every year we go to the Ohio Biking Festival, we do demos. Usually build an axe or two over the weekend, and we always, over the course of the weekend, build a biking shield. It's not our traditional, traditionally built plank biking shields. It's just a plywood blank that I cut out with a handle and a boss that we can rivet together. We have the rawhide edge that we sew on, and we paint over the course of the weekend. And that way, as people come by our stall, they can see us build a shield. So this was our first year, first major festival. I'm all in the biking garb, and everybody had left the booth, and it was just me. And I was getting ready to do the rawhide edge to stitch that on. And when I sew that, I need a long length of sinew. And so usually it's a two-man job. One person holds one end, and then the other person takes the spool and walks away. And we get about 20 yards or so. And so I'm there by myself with the, this needing to unroll the sinew. And I was getting ready to tie it off on one end, just walk away, and I'd snip it, tie it to one of the poles of our canopy or whatever. But I see this family come up, and they're watching me. And they had a young man, probably 9 or 10, maybe 11, and so I see him, and and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, do you want to help a Viking out?" And a little more bombastic, "Hey, you want to help a Viking out?" And he looked me dead in the eye, and he said, "No." And I was like, "Oh, fair play." I asked an honest question, and I got an honest response, and his folks were like, "Oh, we're sorry. You wanna?" And I'm like, "It's fine." He was really adamant. He was like, "No," and I just thought that was really, really funny. I love that kind of brutal honesty that comes from kids. Easy question to answer, Dustin. Thank you so much. That was a great question. We didn't get a common question last week, so I'm going to draw one for next week. And next week's question comes from Kara Giard. And so we will answer this question next week. In the meantime, if you ever have a question for Birchouse, comment below with "Hey Birchouse, ask," and we'll answer it in a future video. In the meantime, we'll see you all next Wednesday.